Hello everyone and welcome to this week's lecture. I'm here in beautiful Grand Cayman with the sea and the surf and the sand and the beautiful, beautiful sun. Gee, I wish you could be here with me, but I guess you're there studying in whatever cold place you happen to be up in the lower 49. Well listen, buck up. I will have a good time for you, I promise. And let's get started on this week's assignment. Hi everyone, David again. I'm up here in my room at the Ritz-Carlton. Hey, I'll be down in a minute. Those crazy kids, partying in the middle of the day. Well, let's go ahead and talk about this week's lessons because obviously I have somewhere to go. Let's begin by taking a look at this top lecture, thread number 1, the skinny on your skeleton outline. In this thread, you see a breakdown of the 4 sections that your outline should be divided into. The introduction, the brief review of literature, the argument, and the conclusion. And then each one of those sections is discussed. First is discussed the introduction, and in the introduction, remember you are applying the CARS concept to create a research place for yourself. And that is the purpose of that introduction, to allow you to drill down and establish your niche and then occupy that niche by clearly stating the purpose of your research paper and presenting your thesis. Indeed, in this outline, I will be looking for your thesis. Then the next part of your paper, part 2, is the literature review. And congratulations, yours is already written. All you need is to trim down that literature review, focus more on the high points, get rid of some of the supporting detail, and you will be absolutely good to go on your literature review. The body of your paper is this argument to support your thesis statement. Here is where you present a series of points to support the thesis that you establish in your introduction. And in addition to those supporting points, you offer the evidence from your research, your empirical investigation, as well as your own reasoning, your own experience, your own thoughts, your own synthesis. But this is where the paper happens, in the argument section. And then the last section of your paper is the conclusion. And in this conclusion, this is where you concede that there may be limitations or gaps in the research, even though you've just done this outstanding job on it. But nonetheless, you, after stating any additional needs for research, you conclude with a strong restatement of your overall thesis. And then that completes the overall structure of your paper. Now, there's nothing for you to respond to in that first thread. Now, in the second thread, it looks like we've got a couple of responses so far. I want you to review this lecture on purpose, audience, and style, and academic writing. The idea here is that you sufficiently envision your audience. In your audience now, you as a graduate student now are entering in to a collegial conversation with other experts in this discipline, and that is your audience. Your purpose, of course, is to answer your initial research question, and the style, you guys are absolutely fine whenever it comes to your style. I like everything that I have seen in your style. I just want to remind you that technical vocabulary is fine whenever it is justified. But it's very easy to try to blow up your vocabulary too much when, in fact, Your primary goal is to communicate simply and clearly using technical vocabulary only when you have to. And then you are to follow the assignment directions in responding to these discussion topics here. Now, the real body of this Week 8 conference is your outline that you're going to be posting right here. Now, I don't have a whole lot to say about this other than the following. I have provided you a sample outline that I want you to follow. Now, in this sample outline, you see these parts right here. And what I want you to do is to fill in something for each of these parts. 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E. I want you to fill in something for each of those parts. The same thing for Roman numeral 2. Although you might have more than just those three sources, A, B, and C. You should certainly have at least 3 points that you're making in your review of literature. The method will or will not apply to you depending upon if you are using primary research. Primary research is data, material, information that you have gathered on your own and that has never been published before. If you did a survey, if you did interviews, if you made phone calls, etc., etc. If you got documents from a workplace, documents that maybe you've written in the past that have never been published, that is all considered primary research. Now again, the body of your paper, the bulk of your paper will be your argument section. And here it is right here where those topic A, topic B, topic C, those are your arguments. Those are your claims. Those are the ideas, the main points that you're using in order to persuade your audience to accept your argument. And again, you're going to have at least 3, but you might have more than 3. And then the conclusion should follow those 4 steps exactly as they are outlined. And again, I want you to put something besides each letter. So there is the kind of skeleton of the outline, and I'm also providing you a model response that was done by a former student in this very course. He did a good job on it. As you can see, he filled in something for each part of the skeleton outline, and you're more than welcome to breeze through that and see how this particular student filled all of those things in. Again, it doesn't have to be long. This is only 2 pages long, the skeleton outline, and you should be able to get an adequate brief description of each element of your outline on 2 pages. If you need 3, that's fine. The outline police aren't going to come knocking at your door. But try to limit it to 2. If you want to go to 3, that's perfectly fine. So that's it on Week 8. Enjoy getting this outline done, because once this outline is done, I promise you the paper really is going to absolutely write itself. Okay, any questions, as always, please give me a call, shoot me an email, instant message me, whatever you need to do, and we'll get you the answer. Talk to you later.